Feed Lux your way with the Lux Cravings boxes from Taco Bell. There's the classic $5 box, the indulgent $7 box, and a whole new obsession in the $9 box, the Flamin' Hot Grilled Cheese Burrito. Try the Lux Cravings boxes at Taco Bell today.
The biggest contest we've ever seen.
Seriously, what's the guarantee?
They're still talking about it.
I think it's time to put the rumors to rest.
Showtime!
$30 million.
$30 million?
$30 million? $30 million?
That's $30 million guaranteed. 3 contests, multiple ways to win, no rate. Entry starting at $1,000. Enter Nevada, play from anywhere.
Check out the all-new Blue and Orange store at the Boise State Hall of Fame. The Blue and Orange store has your best game day gear. We're talking jerseys, hats, bumper stickers, car flags, more than 4,000 hats on the hat wall. If you want the best Boise State gear, make sure you check out the Blue and Orange store online at theblueandorangestore.com or the all-new Blue and Orange store down at the Boise State Allen Noble Hall of Fame.
Sunny days call for Sun Cruiser Vodka Iced Tea. Made with real iced tea and real vodka. Refreshing and goes down smooth. Let the good times cruise with Sun Cruiser.
How's your day going?
Going good. Thank you again.
When I want Boise State to win, I trust Coach Rice to lead the Broncos to victory.
And when I want the best painting and garage floor coating, I trust rowpaint.com to get that job done right.
Hey Bronco Nation, this is Shannon Keegren with Boise State Softball. Summer in Idaho is the best time of year. Rodeos, camping trips, and the hikes that end in views you'll never forget. At Lithia Ford of Boise, we're here to get you there. With a team known for incredible customer service, the best new and pre-owned inventory, and a commitment to making your experience easy, friendly, and fast. But here's the best part. Every purchase here helps support Boise State athletics through their NIL partnership and athletic sponsorships. See you soon at Lithia Ford of Boise, where Ford begins in Idaho.
This is Bronco Nation News Live. The best interviews, the most informed opinions, the latest breaking news, all from the top Boise State insiders. Bronco Nation News Live is the only daily show that talks nothing but Boise State sports. And we do it with you. Give us your comments or questions in the ICCU YouTube chat. Or leave us a voicemail on the Signature Roofing voice inbox at speakpipe.com/BNN. BNN broadcasts come from the Sun Cruiser Studios. Sunny days call for Sun Cruiser Vodka Iced Tea, made with real iced tea and real vodka. It's refreshingly smooth and easy to drink. Crack open a Sun Cruiser and let the good times cruise. Bronco Nation News is presented by our title sponsor, Lithia Ford of Boise, and our major sponsors, Taco Bell, Idaho Central Credit Union, RowPaint.com, and the Blue and Orange Store. At Lithia Ford of Boise, we're proud to stand with Boise State Athletics. Through our NIL marketing partnerships, we're investing in the future of student athletes. Lithia Ford of Boise, here to get you there, wherever that may be. Lithia Ford of Boise, where Ford begins in Idaho. Broadcasting from the Sun Cruiser Studios, here's BJ Rains with another edition of Bronco Nation News Live.
Good morning, Bronco Nation. Welcome to downtown Boise, Broadway Street and Taco Bell. The newly renovated Taco Bell just steps away. You can see the scoreboard there in the background from Albertson Stadium. Hope you'll join us here at Taco Bell. Excited to be here. We appreciate Stan, Stephen, Nicolason. Everybody knows they just gave the $1 million donation recently to Boise State. As I mentioned, they now have all the kiosks and things. You can order right there, and breakfast is cooking. Breakfast quesadillas, the grande toasted breakfast burrito, maybe the crunch wrap, the cheesy toasted breakfast burrito. Somewhere Johnny is just salivating over the menu here. But Taco Bell, excited to be here and excited to talk Boise State football with you for the next 45 minutes or so. And we mentioned food, so we got Mike Prater out here. You had to arm wrestle Johnny to get a Taco Bell day today, but I know this place is very familiar to you, Mike Prater.
Oh, this is hilarious. Johnny should be here. It's crazy that he's not. And thinking about you, Johnny, this is kind of weird for me, guys. This is a quick story. I got my, if you know Idaho, you can get a driver's license, or you used to, when you were 14 years old. So when I was 14, I got my driver's license. I got a car, and my dad told me I had to get a job. My first ever job in my life was cleaning the parking lots in Twin Falls, Idaho at a taco time. I can say that real fast. They would never, I worked for the entire summer, and they would never, ever let me inside the building. I could only work in the parking lot. I had to clean up cigarette butts. There's actually a guy over here doing the same exact thing that I was doing when I was 14 years old, picking up cigarette butts and straw wrappers and all kinds of other stuff. That was my job. That was my first ever job for the entire summer. And it's kind of weird being here this time of the year. And I do have a Taco Bell tradition. 15 years ago, when I started dating my current wife, she moved up here from Utah, and she says one of the things that she loved, one of her guilty pleasures, was Taco Bell tacos. For 15 consecutive years, every single Boise State home game, after we're done up in the stadium in the press box, I have to stop and buy a 6-pack of Taco Bell tacos, whether it's 1 a.m, midnight, 2 p.m, and I've been doing it for 15 consecutive years. So after every single Boise State game, you can always find Prater at a Taco Bell.
Well, you can never say I never did anything for you, Mike Prater, because as part of your gift for coming today, Taco Bell wants to take care of that Memphis postgame meal right there. So we have a couple other gift cards here as well. If you want to stop by, we would love to have folks stop by and see us over the next 45 minutes. I mean, if they want to wave, flip us off, I guess they can do whatever they want, Mike, as they drive by. But maybe you can hold my mic for a second, Michael. We've got some hats we can give away here. Let me hold it so they can hear me talk. There we go. We got some hats to give away. We got all kinds of cool stuff here, Mike Prater. We got a how about a Live Moss lunchbox?
Whoa!
Give that away. What else we got in here? We got some cool coffee mugs and things. We got, maybe we can take one of these back to Johnny. I'm sure he has 5 pairs. Some Taco Bell socks, if you're interested as well. Prater. We've got some other kind of cool bags and things here. So Taco Bell hooked us up with a huge bag of swag here. Stan, Nicolason, everybody, we appreciate them. And so if you're interested in some free gear at Taco Bell, we got you covered. Who needs a lunchbox? Come on. My kid wanted this, and I said, no, I want to give it away to somebody here at Taco Bell. So, yeah, lots of cool stuff. If you make it by in the next 45 minutes, we'll give you a gift card to Taco Bell. You can go in and get some free breakfast, and we'll give you a hat and some cool stuff. And who doesn't like talking football and eating tacos?
Oh, especially on a day like today. It's absolutely gorgeous. And yesterday, Boise State football open camp will be there in another hour for day 2. It's such a cool time of the year. The weather this morning is absolutely perfect. You set us up here in the shade. You didn't put us inside. We got the stadium over our back shoulder. This is absolutely perfect, BJ.
Well, it was perfect yesterday, day 1 of fall camp. The Broncos out on the practice field, Mike Prater, and what a fun sight it was to hear the whistles, and not necessarily the pads. They were just in helmets in day 1, but back on the practice field, the air quality had lowered and the temperature was nice. And we've been out there, and I'm sure there'll be some days where it's a lot hotter here over the next couple of weeks, but it was comfortable yesterday, and it was nice to be out there and get things rolling.
Oh, it was crazy wonderful out there. It did get a little hotter toward the end, and I was glad that they moved it from the indoor, because the previous night they put out the media report, we're going indoors, guys, because the AQI was really, really bad, and it did get better. It was a beautiful morning. I think today's even better, so keep your fingers crossed. I know it's going to be a little bit hotter, and by the time camp ends about 11:30 this afternoon or this morning, it'll probably be pushing 90 to 100 degrees, but that's okay. It's camp season. It's supposed to be. Remember back in the days, and I know you're not that old or that young, but back in the days when you had to do real two-a-days, that was tough, man. So it's only about 90 minutes right now for a practice, and it's going to be a glorious morning.
This is my 14th season covering Boise State. The early years of the Brian Harsin era, they had two-a-days for like the media and coaches, but they'd have the veterans practice in the morning and they'd bring the newcomers out in the afternoon to spread it out a little bit. So I've done the two practices. I don't think the team has. We were talking yesterday. It's been several years, we think, over a decade probably, because the NCAA changed the rules on two-a-days. Nowadays, they'll have a second practice later in the day, but it's like a walkthrough. It's not really a practice, and the media obviously doesn't go to that. But the rules have changed a little in terms of how many days there are of practice, how many days till you can get into full pads. I mean, it used to be day one for a week or two. It was full pads right away, and now they're the acclimation process. They were just in helmets yesterday, Mike. But what would you take away? I know we like to make big assumptions for the season on day one when they're in shorts and helmets, making plays and things. But any, I want to talk about Tyler Etheridge. We're going to hear from him. I want to talk about Dylan Riley. We're going to hear from him. But any just general takeaways from what you saw on day one?
Yeah, I had a list of like 5 or 6 talking points that I came away with yesterday, and it was kind of weird. And this is my 33rd camp for Boise State football, 5 different conferences too, by the way. That's kind of weird. And I was thinking about
what does that say about you, Mike?
But that says I'm way too old and I shouldn't even be here hanging out. I should be retired on a golf course somewhere.
Was this Taco Bell here 33 years ago?
Yeah, let's go ahead and say heck yeah. But it might be the first time, and I was thinking about this as I was driving away from practice, it might be the first time that I didn't walk into a first practice of a fall camp and never once looked at a quarterback. Why do I need to waste my time staring at Maddox Madsen at this point? No offense, Maddox. No offense to quarterback rotation. And the QB2 battle is going to be really fun to watch this year, although I think it's probably going to be Max Cutforth. We'll figure that stuff out later. But I just didn't watch him because there's really no reason to. I spent a lot of time speaking to our boy Tyler Etheridge, who we got to meet yesterday for the first time. I spent a lot of time watching the offensive line because I was really curious about the rotation. There was the spring game, the spring camp. At least 3 starters were out, maybe 4 if you count the spring game. So I wanted to see rotation, especially on the right side with Carry On and Matoyer. Didn't play at all in the spring. I watched 6 different, I'm only holding up 5 plus 1, 6 different offensive line rotations yesterday. So they're working on depth with mixing and matching, but the front line is set. I think number 1s are set, and it might be a local kid at left guard, Carson Rasmussen.
Yeah, and you mentioned the offensive line. One thing that stuck out to me was old friend Chris Strasser. And we were told, there was a whole they announced him as the assistant offensive line coach. Then they deleted the graphic and they recalled him an analyst. And there was a senior analyst, and no one was really sure what he was doing. But after the press conference, you and me were talking to Spencer Danielson. And I said something about, is Chris Strasser going to be around? And he's like, oh, no, he's the assistant offensive line coach. He'll be traveling. He's around every day. He's a member of the coaching staff. And obviously there's been some, I guess, just unclarity about what his exact role is. And is he in the Dirk Cutter role? Is he a coach? No, he's coaching. And he was, all I could think about was, do these 18 to 22-year-old guys realize what they have here? I mean, it's one thing to have Dirk Cutter around, and I don't think people realize what they had in him, an NFL head coach now calling the plays a couple years ago for Boise State. But Chris Strasser, and you know his history better than anybody, but was kind of back in town and looking for a job, and it wasn't quite ready to hang it up. And he's not just standing on the sidelines. He's got a whistle. He's coaching, and they were able to do basically the same drills with half guys over here with Tim Keene, half the guys over here with Strasser. So they're getting more reps, more coaching. I think the offensive line and Chris Strasser being involved is a huge deal.
100%. If this offensive line guy stays healthy, I have better feelings. And by the way, I don't know if we're allowed to say this because I know we're not allowed to talk about yellow jerseys at practice.
Which there weren't any yesterday.
I was going to say, can we say that there was 0?
Sure. They're okay with that, I think.
Yeah, 0. I mean, they have 1.5 injuries, a freshman offensive lineman who might be out for the whole year and Ben Ford who might be out for a month. That's pretty amazing. This offensive line, guys, if it can stay healthy, I think it's got some of the top-end talent that Boise State's always looked for. It's probably got more depth than I've seen in a long time. I love the fact that Strasser is doing his thing. Tim Keene's a hell of a coach, too. He might be my favorite, most productive coach on this team outside of James Montgomery. I love that guy. But Keene has always done a fantastic job with less, and the way he develops and the schemes that he puts together. So with him and Chris Strasser doing their thing, I think this offensive line, and as Spencer Danielson's always said, we're a power running football team, and they got 2 of the best running backs and probably the best running back combo in the entire Pac-12. Guys, this football team is going to run the crap out of the ball this year.
All right, let's stick with the offensive line. Tyler Etheridge, we know his story coming from CSU Public, don't know much about him. And then you talked to him yesterday, and I'm like, this guy's quickly going to become, I think, a fan favorite. I mean, he's got charisma. He was joking around. He's got, it feels like in front of a camera, he's a natural. And now you get him for 2 years, by the way, which is a big deal. And before we even talk to the guy, I mean, I don't know about you, but at our media day and our shows, I mean, who's the breakout guy? Who impresses you? Tyler Etheridge. And I almost went into camp yesterday going like, man, I feel kind of bad for Tyler Etheridge because he's all this hype, and you got Nate Potter saying he's doing things athletically we haven't seen around here in a while. I mean, the legend continues to grow with Tyler Etheridge, and I thought yesterday it only grew in terms of just what fans are going to like and think about him. His story is so cool. I want to play a clip here in a second, but was at CSU Pueblo, D2, obviously doesn't have the facilities, the meal plan, none of this stuff, but he didn't have the money. He had to go get a second job, after practice, and he's a security guy at a clothing store and was doing lawn care in the summer. Like, he just seems like one of those guys, and we do get this a lot, Mike, these guys that transfer in from a smaller school where they do kind of take a deep breath and go like, wow, this is pretty cool. And like, I think these guys do realize some of these guys haven't, who knows what their background was growing up, whatever. They get to Boise State, they see these facilities, now this north end zone. And I think some of these guys, it's like I don't know if emotional moment's the right word, but they realize what this place means to them and how lucky they are to be here. And I think Tyler Etheridge fits that mold.
100%. And you can say that after just meeting him for the first time. By the way, whatever happened to offensive linemen that hated the media, that didn't like to talk, that were grumpy like Prater? They showed up to press conference to give you one-word answers, not entertaining whatsoever, and he was the complete, total opposite. So his personality is going to win people over. The more that they put him in front of a camera, it's going to be really fun. Now he just has to go out and play football. I'm still a little bit skeptical. There was a reason why he was at D2.
Sure.
I know his high school senior year kind of got in the way, and he admitted that it was probably him fighting with his coach. They didn't get along. Yeah. Got benched, only played 4 games, and that's why he ended up in Division II. But by all accounts, and just the talk about him didn't just start this week, guys. As you know, this talk started in March, the first time Boise State stepped onto a field for spring camp. They have loved Tyler Etheridge. I thought this was going to be like an Archie Lewis situation. For 25 years, Boise State's had a continuous starting dominant left tackle, and they all go to the NFL except for that one stopgap year, 16, 15, whatever it was. Here comes Archie Lewis. Did a decent job, just kind of filled in and then moved on, and who knows where he is. I thought the same thing with Tyler Etheridge. He could develop with that second year into a superstar at left tackle here.
I remember because of Archie Lewis, it went from consecutive starters at left tackle to get drafted. It was consecutive multi-year starters at left tackle. You just took the 1 year and you could get – but I think the last 7 left tackles that have started multiple years at Boise State have gotten drafted. Tyler Etheridge has a chance to at least have the multi-year starting. We'll find out about that. But if what they're saying about him is true, and don't forget, last year in spring ball, I bring this example up a lot. It was like practice 8, and they had Tyler Etheridge leading the team in the hype circle. You don't just get asked to lead the team in the hype circle when you're a new guy, and let alone in practice 8 when they only have 15 practices and there's 100 guys on the team. That right away stood out to me, and I remember his message was all about being grateful for where you are, and yes, now it makes perfect sense talking to him. But let's hear a short clip. Tyler Etheridge talking with the media about his journey from D2 CSU Pueblo to Boise State.
I feel like this summer I really could have worked on my craft a whole lot more and give it all I had. Like I said, like at Pueblo, I remember like I would go and work, and you're working out, you're working hard in the weight room, but after that you're going to go work at Ross or DD's Discounts, stuff like that. So it's kind of like it takes your mind off of that. Now you're focused on rent, bills, and security as far as what you're doing in your off the field issues. And so here I feel like I don't have to worry about that. I can really put all my time and effort into football, and I think that's what every football player wants.
So you had to have a summer job basically.
Yeah, I did lawn mowing, landscaping, DD's Discount, security.
What's it like to not have to do that?
It's awesome. You get to focus on football, and so it's definitely a blessing for sure. And it's definitely taught me that you don't ever want to take this for granted. Like we talked about, I'm so grateful to be here. So yeah.
Tyler, I was curious. I mean, coming from a D2 school, where does that drive come from? You got to juggle a job and you're trying to get more looks from big coaches. I mean, where's that no quitting? Where does that come from?
I think that really stems from my why, my purpose, and also my father. I would remember my freshman first semester, I told my dad, man, like I got like $5,000 in bills to pay, with my bad tuition. He's like, figure it out. And so it just goes from, the opportunity there is to do it. It's like find a way, like so what, now what? So this happened, what are you going to do about it? And so that just keeps me hungry every day. Like even from transitioning from Pueblo to here, like I had a really good foundation with the guys back there, and they like just really were praying for me and really loved what I was doing. And they always, tagged along with me. So it just having that good sense of security. Which is
You said D's discount?
Yeah, DD's discount.
What was that? What'd you do there?
Security.
Okay.
Security. Yep. In the
Like
front.
a bouncer at a bar or what? Oh.
Yeah, like, I mean, you just got the suit, and I mean, you can't like touch anybody, you know, but you're just there, like, trying to intimidate people, basically.
What's the store? What was it?
These discounts is like the contrary to Ross. So it's like Ross, but like for like, I wouldn't say a baby store, but more of like just like subdivision of it.
Did you ever have to like chase anybody down? Or?
No, you weren't even allowed to. You just had to like scare people off, basically, like just in there.
I ain't stealing nothing from that guy, Mike Prater.
Holy cow. That's one hell of a looking security guard. So, yeah, if somebody's trying to steal some blouses or some dresses or some pants, don't tangle with that dude.
Well, he also said he wasn't allowed to chase him down. It's fake. So I don't know. Maybe you shouldn't have said that. But someone said on here, were they even talking about Cage Casey like this? I mean, again, we're not trying to hype this guy up as being a first-round draft pick here in a year or two. What do you make? I mean, he's obviously got to come in and work, and we're not saying he's going to suddenly the best left tackle on the West Coast here, but they are saying some pretty good things about him.
Yeah. I mean, I'm kind of like Spencer Danielson in the sense. Well, I'm not like Spencer Danielson, but I am in the sense that I need to see with my own.
Where would that list start and end on?
Well, this one thing that I'm about to say, and that's it. Well, 2, we like football. We like our wives and our families, and 3. I don't want to believe it until I actually see it with my eyes. And he loves to use that phrase all the time. So, guys, he comes in with this big blue chip. Not blue chip, but he comes in with this big reputation, mostly from BSU coaches starting in the spring. And I just want to see him go out there and develop. I want to see what he can do. I think it's a good start. And the Cage Casey question, yeah. I mean, Cage Casey, maybe not the first press conference with some personality and some hype, but Cage Casey came with a ton of hype before he became a superstar at Boise State. So, yeah, that's he was the man at the time.
Now, he's listed at 6'3", 305. I would mean, he doesn't, I mean, I hate to say he doesn't look 305, but when you stand next to him, he's not one of those guys that looks like he just has a ton of extra, I guess, fat, so to speak. Or, I mean, you just look at him, he's kind of chiseled. I mean, he's 305. All I'm thinking is there's probably over the course of the next year, if you have him for 2 years, maybe add another 10, 15 pounds to him.
Wow. Yeah, and he's got that perfect frame. So he's not quite as tall. I mean, you would almost want like a 6'4", 6'5". I thought maybe when I saw him, because I always do it with the eye level, I'm 6'4", and I thought maybe he was 6'2", but I'll take 6'3", 305. And, you know, as long as he's got light feet, as long as he's nimble, as long as he can go out there and pancake and dominate people, I don't care what his size is. And so far with him, we're off to a fantastic start.
Well, we're having a fantastic start to our day here at Taco Bell on Broadway. We got comment here, honk once if you like BJ, honk twice if you don't like Prater. So I wonder if that's why we were hearing the trucks and things honking twice on the way by. But we have gift cards to give away. We have Taco Bell swag. We have hats. We have socks. We have lunch boxes. Free Taco Bell swag if you want to stop by in the next 45 minutes or so. And yeah, you say you're watching right now, we'll hook you up with a gift card. You can go in and get some free breakfast. So who's in the area? Let's get somebody to stop by in the next 25 minutes or so, and we'll give you some free Taco Bell. And obviously this whole show is an infomercial for Taco Bell, Mike, but we love Taco Bell. We appreciate them, and they did give that huge donation to Boise State recently. So make sure you check out Treasure Valley Taco Bell location. Return the favor for that $1 million donation. I also want to thank Idaho Central Credit Union, ICCU.com. Check them out. Branch pretty much on every corner around the Treasure Valley. Idaho Central Credit Union, all their various checking, savings account options. So easy to use. Mike Prater's a happy ICCU member. We are as well with the Raines family and BNN. So check out ICCU. Visit Idaho Central Credit Union. Hey, if you want to get out to Roaring Springs, Jackson's can help you out. Save $32 at Roaring Springs. Got a couple nice weekends left here. School's getting ready to get started, but if you want to take the kids out to Roaring Springs, just buy 2 Coca-Cola products at Roaring Springs or at Jackson's, and you can take that and turn that into a discount of $8 per ticket at Roaring Springs. Don't forget they still have that 99-cent fountain drink available as well using your Let's Go Rewards app. Hey, the Blue and Orange store, was talking to Travis Hawks the other day. The Blue and Orange store, 14,000 hats on the hat wall. They're in the mall location. They can do those customized jerseys. You want a Tyler Etheridge jersey? Maybe his jersey is going to start to take off here after you hear his story. You can go in there in minutes and get a Tyler Etheridge, he's 78, I believe, jersey there at the Blue and Orange store at the Hall of Fame location. They can customize any player jersey, name, number. You can get a Prater jersey if you want. But you can do that at the Blue and Orange store there at the Hall of Fame location. And as always, you can order anywhere in the world online at theblueandorangestore.com.
Yeah, the Prater jersey would be a bad idea, but Johnny and I actually had a fantastic idea. And we actually mentioned Travis Hawks on our show yesterday. And it was all based on that Dylan Riley interview. Sorry, I hijacked your commercial for a second.
That's all right.
But this is a really cool story. We hijacked that Dylan Riley interview where he mentioned his dad and why he stayed. And we all know the story about Dylan Riley and his dad who passed away last year and how important he is. The one phrase that Dylan Riley said his dad taught him that sticks with him every single day of his life is be loyal to the soil. Be loyal to who you are. If you're always a Taco Bell guy, be loyal to the soil. Be loyal to where you are. Be loyal to your family. Be loyal to everything. I had never heard that phrase before, loyal to the soil. Travis Hawks, put that sucker on a T-shirt.
And we're going to hear that quote here in a minute from our man Dylan Riley as well. But don't forget as well, rowpaint.com, Andy Rowe & Company, all your painting needs, interior, exterior painting. Hit up Andy Rowe & Company at rowpaint.com and Ridley's Family Markets as well. Shop Ridley's.com. If you're looking for a hometown grocer, someone based right here in the Treasure Valley, the owners live here, part of the community. Ridley's Family Markets, 13 locations. Love that Cuna Middleton location. Shop Ridley's.com. All right, let's go right to Dylan Riley then, because we've talked to him numerous times now, and we all know the story with his dad, and I mean it's still a story, obviously, but certainly the immediate afterthought of that. I mean, now we're a year removed, and he did say he's feeling better about that, and I went into the interview kind of that's not really the big story to me anymore. I mean, I'm not trying to minimize. I mean, I'm phrasing it incorrectly here, but I mean it's a horrible, devastating thing, and you feel terrible for him, and he's got to deal with that the rest of his life. But now, a year removed from that, it's kind of like, moving forward a little bit, and how are you handling that? And he was asking questions about it. But to me, I talked to Sire Gaines at Media Day. We talked to him yesterday. You see him out both on the field. You mentioned this running back tandem, in this group being one of the best. I don't know how a school like Boise State hung on to both of them. I really don't. And you're talking about a lot of these group of 5 schools just getting pilgrimage and just rosters just getting thrashed for players, and all the naysayers of Spencer Dan, I think that list is getting smaller and smaller as we go here, Mike. But when he was hired, there was some people saying it was the wrong choice, whatever, not qualified, whatever. You're finding less and less reasons, and one of the things that just is obvious is that these players love playing for him. They love the culture at Boise State. They love the family atmosphere, what he's bringing, which is such a 180 to what it was with the previous coach.
Yeah,
and I think that's maybe a big part of it. But we're talking to Dylan Riley, and you look at. He could have easily got more money somewhere else. Sire Gaines could have easily got more money somewhere else. And I mean, we all know about Ashton and his story, and I get it. It's not maybe the grass isn't always greener on the other side. You know what you have here. I get it. But to have Dylan and Sire both stay in this day and age of guys just looking for that quick payday, that bigger check, that SEC team, whatever, I think that's just a remarkable thing that they're both still here. And Dylan, as we're going to hear in the quote in a second here, this place and these people obviously mean something to him.
It's shocking. And you know what's even more shocking than the fact that they stayed?
Oh, we got our first we got Nathaniel. Look at this. Does he owe you Gatorade?
Oh, he does owe me some Gatorade. He's paying off a bet from like a year ago, man. I love this.
What was the bet?
I don't even remember what we bet.
It was last year. Boise State won the played at Utah.
That's right. That's right. Oh, look at that.
Wow. Well, here's a gift card for you for stopping by, man.
Appreciate you, brother. Always good to see you.
Hey, man. Awesome. Cool, man. Thanks for bringing that. But you want a hat or something else? What? Come take a hat here. You want a hat? You want what else? You want some socks? You might wear some Taco Bell socks. Which hat do you like best here? Come on camera a little. You like that one? All right, here. Take some socks too. I feel like you'll wear some. Come over here come over here real quick so we can see what you got here. Give Taco Bell a shout out for the free swag.
Thank you, Taco Bell, for the swag. It's incredible.
Appreciate you, man. You got the hat. He's wearing the hat already. I love it. Thanks Nathaniel, man. Yep. Enjoy your lunch with that gift card there. All right. Sorry.
No, that's all good. I love it.
We need somebody else. Get another person up here.
I have been waiting for that collection of bets for a year, but he's always kept in touch, so I never really worried about it. And that's the shocking thing about Dylan Riley and Sire Gaines. We never really worried about it. There really is very little speculation in January, February, March. Is he going to stay? Is he going to go? Is he going to stay? I mean, never really came up. It was kind of always a thought in the back of the mind, but it never became a narrative because it was so obvious that they were going to stay here. And it was so obvious for 3 reasons. One, the Ashton Genty effect still is very much into effect here. And that played a major role for both of them. But for Dylan Riley, I think it's his dad, the loyal to the soil thing. And I think that was huge. Sire Gaines, in my opinion, stayed for one reason and one reason only, Spencer Danielson. And the tight bond between those two is so amazing and so strong. There was no way that Sire was going to leave. Boise State might have one of the best running back rooms in all of college football. And I can't wait to see how it plays out.
And let's hear from Dylan Riley, because I asked him the question, why are you still here? Tell us about why you didn't want it. And I know the quote's been kind of going viral a little bit on social media, but Dylan Riley on why he decided to stay here at Boise State.
Personally, I feel like the family here is just amazing. I done built the connection that I would not want to give up personally. And it's just Coach D and all the coaches we got here, they all stayed as well. So it's like, I got to stay here. Like, these are the guys that I signed with pretty much. So, and then obviously my dad being here, when he was here, he loved it here. And it's just like, my family loves Boise. So it's like, there's nothing that I would want to leave for. Like, I don't think they're to really ship me off somewhere else. Like, I'll take, like, obviously, you know, we want money, but I'll take a pay cut to be on this team. Like, I really love this team. Like, there's no money that's going to drive me away from here.
Was that a no-brainer, or was that something
No
you had to
brainer.
seriously think about?
No-brainer. I didn't have to think about it.
Speaking
Not
of-
at all.
speaking of this-
It came from my dad, because there was a saying that he said, always be loyal to the soil. Like, from when I was in high school, I could have moved to a school very far away that was very known, but I chose to stay in my city. And so that I always carried that along. So when I got here, he always said, you know, stay loyal to the soil, to the people that really got you. And so I know Boise, the Bronco Nation, and the coaches, the players, they all got me, and I love it here. So why would I just, you know, up and leave? It's like, it's being loyal to the soil.
But why do you think that mentality's got you as far as it has?
I'll really say probably because it's like, it's just, you feel that family vibe. Like, it really gets you there, because when you really are with family, it's like, why would you want to leave? You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody wants to just leave family behind. Like, it'll hurt for me to just up and leave. And I know I love these guys over here. It's really love, because Coach D really talks about loving each other and being around for each other. And especially when I had the hardest time, like, in my life, them guys all pretty much texted me, sent love. They even came over to my house. The coaches came over, and they did a lot of stuff. So, like, that's just love. I can't just, like, forget about it, throw it away, you know? So.
Like I said, Mike Prater, anybody that wants to talk about loyalty and Spencer Danielson and this locker room playing for each other and the brotherhood and all that kind of stuff, I think that's a 2-minute infomercial for that.
Yeah, 100%. And he was genuine and sincere, and it was good to see him smile. You know, we talked to him a lot last year, and he wasn't always smiling. He was still dealing with Dad, and his dad's name was Willie, and we had a chance to get Willie on our show, Johnny and I, back in the day. It was kind of just a random thing. What a big dominant dynamic personality Willie was, and it was really cool yesterday to see Dylan Riley show up with a smile on his face.
What do you make of him and Sire? And you know, Dylan got to the 1,000. Sire just, you know, was about 180, I think, short or ever. I know that's the big talking point. Oh, 2,000-yard rushers. Oh, they want to do it and all this. Dylan Riley specifically here? What do you make of his prospects as a running back, and how big of a season, you know, he could have this year?
He's going to have a good season. There's no doubt about that. But guys, I've said this several times now, and this is my one preseason prediction that I'm going to stick to until it's not right, probably the second week of the season. I think Sire Gaines is going to be your Pac-12 player of the year. I think this year is the year that Sire is going to bust out. I just got this feeling that, you know, these two guys are so dang good, and Sire was supposed to be that guy last year, but here comes Dylan, and he took advantage of his opportunities. It took advantage of that energy that he got from his dad, and he just went out there and busted butt. And as you said, Sire was only, 180 yards short of another 1,000-yard season for Boise State, 2 of them last year. Yeah, they could get to that this year, and even if Dylan Riley is not going to be as good as Sire, like I say, he's still going to get 6, 7, 8, 900 yards, 1,000 yards, whatever. I think Sire Gaines is going to be your rock star running back this year, and we'll see how it develops. But if it turns out the other way, that's okay too, man. Dylan Riley is one cool dude, and we're all rooting for him.
And they like the 2 guys that got behind him too, the 2 transfers. I mean, you don't have 300 or 400 yards at a Pitt or score a touchdown at Kansas and come to a Boise State and think you're going to ride the bench.
Yeah, and the Goff kid didn't play at all in the spring, and Harry Stewart, you know, I know he's an upgrade from Malik Sherrod at number 3 last year, and they used Malik Sherrod at a fair decent amount.
80-something carries.
Yeah. So I think that's going to be an upgrade there, but if number 3 gets more than 20, 30, 40 carries this year, that I'm going to be disappointed. I want to see Boise State just dominate the crap out of those 2 running backs, dominate the running game. I think all the pieces are in place, and I really need to see it happen.
Running back, offensive line. We haven't really mentioned the tight end position. I was talking to Johnny yesterday. I said, is there a position today at the first practice you don't need to go see? And we mentioned the quarterbacks. Tight ends, I mean, Wagner, you feel good about him. You know, where are you with Terry and Kuchenbach and some of these other guys? Grizzle. I mean, what are you? Is the tight end room? I mean, just, I don't know, fine's not the right word, but do you feel good about it? I mean, just there's not a whole lot of buzz around. I mean, Matt Wagner's getting plenty of talk, and I think I don't know if you still stand by your original thought that maybe he could be lead the team in catches.
Targets.
Targets.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, he's obviously there, but are you at all interested in kind of who's the number 2 behind him or who
Yeah,
steps up? Or
yeah, probably not too much. I'm really interested to see what Wags can do because this is his 1 year to shine after Matt Lauder last year, and I had a chance to do a couple things with him in the summer, some NIL stuff and some things that he did for our company, and what a classy, cool dude. So I'm rooting for him like crazy. I love this guy. I think he's better than Matt Lauder. I think he's got a bigger, better body, an NFL body. I think he can be more athletic. He's not quite as stiff. He's a lot more nimble. He's a lot more fragile. Not fragile, but I like the way his body works. And I always thought that Matt was a great dude, but Matt was a little bit stiff, a little bit undersized. I really think that this is a nice security blanket for Maddox Madsen. But at the same time, he also has a wide receiver room that goes 7 deep. So that's a ridiculous. For me to say that Matt Wagner is going to lead this team in targets, it's more about, I don't think there's going to be a dominant wide receiver. I think there's going to be a lot of spreading the wealth there. Eventually, somebody's going to be the alpha wide receiver, and it might be Rashawn Jones, but that might be next year as well. I think Matt Wagner is going to be awesome. I do think he's going to lead this team in targets. We'll see how it plays out. Grizzle's probably going to get more carries in the red zone fullback jumbo package than he will be in terms of catching passes. The other 2 guys, Terry and Kuchenbach, they're fine. But no, for me, this is all about Matt Wagner.
Well, let's go to wide receivers for a minute because, we saw the new wide receivers coach, Alvis Whitted, again out there in cleats and really getting into it. And I don't remember if it was Chris or Nathan or who, but somebody said like it was just such a change from seeing Matt Miller out there coaching wide receivers. And Matt Miller, I forget who said it, but they said he was kind of an offensive coach that was coaching wide receivers, even though he played wide receivers. But Alvis Whitted, just some of the technical stuff and nothing bad against Matt Miller. They're just different style of coaches, but it seems like Alvis Whitted was just born to coach wide receivers, and some of the drills they were doing, the blocking seems to be a big emphasis. And I know it's day one, you're going to focus on that kind of stuff, but I thought they had multiple periods where the Alvis Whitted and the receivers were working with Terrence Brown and the DBs, and the 2 new coaches were doing drills together on some of the groups. But Alvis Whitted, this wide receiver group, we're going to talk to Akeem Wright today, had requested Rashawn Jones. So a little interesting to me that he's not available yet, but Akeem Wright, Nitro, is going to talk to the media after practice today. You mentioned 6-7 guys. That Quamonte Williams, by the way, Cash Williams, made an unbelievable catch. I know we can't get too specific on what the play was or route or the competition, whatever it was, but went up, perfect throw for Maddox Madsen in the corner of the end zone. He used his size and went up and got it. I think Sherrod Smith was the guy guarding him. Literally had nothing, played perfect coverage. He just wasn't tall enough, and it was an amazing throw. And Williams, and it was that kind of play where you're like, okay, if we're going to be adding him to the mix here, guys, like I'm not saying this is going to be the best wide receiver group in the Pac-12, but I think from the end of the season and all the questions we had and then all through spring, and then what we saw yesterday, whether it's Morris, whether it's Wright, whether it's Bates, when you get Ford back, all these other guys, we're not even talking about Williams and Quentin Brown and some of these guys. I mean, the list goes on. Again, is the wide receiver group going to be great? I don't know, but is it going to be a position that hurts the team? I don't think so either.
Ask Maddox Madsen. I think the answer to that question lies within the right arm of Matt Madsen. Texas State has the best wide receiver duo. They have 2 1,000-yard wide receivers and probably the preseason player of the year offensively in their quarterback in Brad Jackson. But they don't go 7 deep with this wide receiver group. And I think this wide receiver group is going to be really, really strong. And 7 does include Ben Ford. And I don't know about you, but I get the inclination that if he's not going to be ready for Oregon, he's going to be ready for sometime in September. This guy is on a fast track to get back on the football field. And I don't know if he's going to be a dominant player. He might have that one game in October or November. I think everybody's going to get their crack at that one big dominant
guy
game.
To, give you 3 or 4 catches, won't drop the ball, and probably have
Don't drop the ball might be the biggest thing you just said there. So, yeah, so the depth. But the answer just comes back to Maddox Madsen. For 2 years in a row, they've been talking about stretching the field, getting a vertical passing game, improving your passing accuracy. And Maddox Madsen has become a 60% passer in an era where 70% is required. So we're not expecting him to take that massive leap. But if Maddox Madsen, who was really brilliant on Media Day, I just need to simplify things. I need to make the easy. If I have to do a back shoulder pad throw, just get it in there. It's an easy pass to make, and don't overthink it. So I think he's approaching this year mentally better than any other year. Physically, we'll see what his limitation is. But this wide receiver room is a gift to Maddox Madsen. It's a gift to this football team and this fan base. I don't know if he can take advantage of it the way fans want to. So with a power running game and a quarterback with some physical limitations when it comes to passing, we'll see how the wide receiver room develops. But I think even if it doesn't, I think there's some circumstances that would lead into that.
All right, we got about 10 minutes left. So if you're in the area close by, we're at the Taco Bell on Broadway. We got some more swag to give away, lunch boxes. We got hats. We got socks. We got gift cards. We got all kinds of stuff. And I even have a little care package that Stan wanted me to give to our boy Johnny. So he as if he needs more Taco Bell stuff. But,
nice.
Again, if you're in the area, stop by Taco Bell, visit a Treasure Valley Taco Bell location, all their renovated restaurants. And I've been mentioning it a lot in the ads, Mike, but I think the $1 million donation, the second one they've given is a really big deal.
100%. And it's such a long, beautiful family that's been in this community for a long time. And they've turned their business model into great success, and then they've turned their success into more of a community-based thing. And it's really, really beautiful to see what that family, the Nicolason family, has done. $1 million donation twice in an era where Boise State, I think, was talking about a $42 million. That's how much money they raised this past year. 6 consecutive years with over $20 million, when that was the standard. It wasn't even close to the standard before Jeremiah Dickey got here. So it does take a village, and the Nicolason family is certainly a massive part of that village.
Well, we appreciate the Nicolason family. Again, thank you very much for their support of Bronco Nation News. They've been one of our biggest supporters from day one. So we really appreciate them and their support. Bronco Nation News. A couple other great sponsors I want to thank before we get to our final segment here, Mike, and that is Signature Roofing, online at mysignatureroofing.com. Check them out, Signature Roofing. If you're looking for a re-roof, if you're looking for a completely new roof, all kinds of stuff. They can, and again, any kind of roofing needs, they can help you out. Again, Signature Roofing, online at My Signature Roofing. Check them out, mysignatureroofing.com. And same goes for Element Fencing. Need a new fence, decks, pergolas, they can do it all. Element Fencing, 25 years in the fencing business. Check them out, Element Fencing. Again, online, elementfencing.com. They're going to be sponsoring our Defensive Player of the Year come football season. So we appreciate Element Fencing for their support as well. And how about Piston Pay, new sponsor of ours here at BNN. If you own a business where you're paying for the gas for your employees, well, you need to listen up. Most fleet owners are still on legacy fuel cards. It's costing them unauthorized fills, missed rebates, charges you can't trace. Your statement shows nothing but a dollar amount and a station name. Well, how about Piston Pay? You can fuel your fleet 100% cardless, improve security. It's all done on an app, and there's a QR code. I did it myself to test it out. It's very easy to use. You get fraud protection as well. It says right there in the app, so there's no charges on your credit card that you're not sure what they are. No subscription fee, no switching cost. You can visit piston.com for more information. We appreciate Piston Pay for their support of Bronco Nation News. And Mike, want to throw in a plug for our 60% offer as well. All kinds of coverage going on right now. 60% off at bronconationnews.com. So all of our practice reports, some of our inside thoughts, what we saw, interviews, stories, all kinds of stuff coming to VIP subscribers. So they're offering 60% off right now. It's $56, I believe. You pay it once, you're done for the year. It's $4.67 a month is what it breaks down to. And we love and appreciate you for doing that. And I've got some questions about the Paramount Plus subscription. You got to be on the full price for that. So if you do the 60% off, you'll get the free Paramount Plus the following year. If you do want to go ahead and just pay for it now, it's $13.99 a month. You can do the monthly rate or pay the $120, whatever it is, for the yearly rate. If you pay the full price, then you do get the Paramount Plus subscription right away. I feel like the guy turned the music up as he got closer to us here. But 60% off, Bronco Nation News. Subscribe today, bronconationnews.com. All right, Mike, let's go to the defense briefly. We went pretty much the whole show talking offense here. Any standouts, any takeaways from day one with the defense?
Yeah, I did look at the linebackers a little bit yesterday. I didn't really look at the front, or I didn't look at the back. I kept a close eye on the linebackers. They got 6 linebackers essentially fighting for 4 spots, according to Spencer Danielson. And I think that there's I think all 6 of them, all the way down to Brooks and Sincere Brackett and Logan Brantley. Thank you very much. And Logan,
that's one name I'm not going to forget.
No, I know. And Logan Brantley might be quietly working his way up the depth chart from 3 to 2, and can he even overtake number 1? So I think it was going to be a really healthy competition at linebacker. I think all 6 of these guys are good. They're going to settle with a 4-man rotation and figure it out. You know, Bone Phelps is going to be the rock star. We talked about him as maybe the green dot guy. Rip
better not get injured.
Yeah, better not get injured. And he's put on a lot of weight. He's changed his body a lot. And sometimes that can open up the door for all kinds of weirdness with your body. But we'll see how it plays out. You know, Rip is a little bit inconsistent. We'll see how that plays out as well. So I think there's some concerns. I think there's some question marks. I used to have concerns about the size But I think Spencer Danielson's talked me off that ledge. He wants more athletic guys that can move right to left, coast to coast, as opposed to north and south. He doesn't really want the neck roll guy anymore, although we kind of had that in Marco Notriani, who's kind of a hybrid type of guy. So the leadership that was lost with Marco and the physicality of this linebacker with the positions, I like the depth, but everything else to me has to be proven.
Well, the secondary, we're going to talk to Sherrod Smith today, and he's a guy that's got a lot of going on his shoulders, and he's another one of those guys that's kind of quickly been anointed this, starter and just from the fans' perspective, one of the better players on the defense. And it was, he came in, did some nice things last year when some other guys were injured, came over, from a junior college, I believe. And so Sherrod Smith going to talk to the media today, I believe his first interview. I don't remember if he talked last year in the spring or when, but what do you make of Sherrod Smith and the defensive backs? And I mean, you could say what you want about some of these guys, but Zion Washington is in an NFL camp. You got a safety in Ty Benefield that's with LSU. You had Irby and you had McCoy. I mean, you had 4 multi-year guys, starter type guys here that you're having to replace. I know they feel good about Mickey. They feel good about Ganter, some of these guys back there, but Sherrod Smith stepping into a big role.
Yeah, he is. And there's a lot of optimism with the entire DB room, and there's a lot of questions and concern. And at Boise State, it's a cycle. It's been a cycle. It's not that left tackle that's been steady and dominant. Bad season, good season, bad season, good season. And last year was spectacular season with the players that you just talked about. Benefield's a top 50 player in the NFL draft next year if he continues to do what he's supposed to do. McCoy and Irby are both running around NFL camps trying to figure out what's going on there. So, and we know that Irby, possibility of coming back to Boise State, although I think that's looking more and more slim for guys like him and Braxton Feely to come back, but that's another story for another day. I think the nickel position goes 3 deep, but I like what Roman Tillman and those other 2 guys are doing right now. Both those other safeties, I think that they did a really nice job. I like the fact that they have this new coach. They put everybody under one big umbrella. It seems like one big 21 unit happy family. And I think that there's some optimism there, but they still have to go out and prove it and see what they can do. It'd be really nice if Boise State's defensive backs could have a second year in a row of being dominant.
Well, defensive line, another position where you have 2 guys with the experience. We talked about obviously Chris Strausser helping out with the O-line. Well, now you got, your D-line coach is Frank Miley, and we all love Frank and what he's doing. And I noticed, there was a period where the D-line was working over there with Miley and Frazier, and there's Eric Chenander, your defensive coordinator, out helping with special teams drills. I think that opening up Chenander to do some different things is going to continue to be a big deal. And I think Miley it was right place, right time. He needed a job, and it ended up getting him back into a full-time role. And he's a guy with a lot of experience. It's a big-time places. And so the defensive line, we've talked about the edge position, 55 sacks down to 27 last year. They're hoping to get more pressure on the quarterback, get more sacks. Max Steege, half a sack, started every game last year. And we talked to him at media days. He's got a lot on his, he feels like he's owes a lot and wants to make have a much bigger season there. So Latu on the interior. Mikhail Edwards was a guy that Spencer said was one of the biggest pickups of the offseason. We'll put the whole D-line, edges, interior guys. How you feeling about that group?
Yeah, I like all 4 of them inside, and they're going to rotate them all, Sanusi and Madre as well. So there's a 4-person rotation for the inside 2 positions that I'm really, really comfortable with. JVM's a rock star. He's going to play 95% of the snaps. I don't even know who the backup is over there. They'll figure that out. I really love the competition that's going on at the other edge position. And I love what they've done there as well. They kind of did the same thing they did at the DB room. They put it all together. Before it was an edge and a D end, and they were coached by different positions. Now it's all under, they're both edges now, and they're all under Jabril Frazier, and I think there's some cohesiveness there that wasn't there before. The competition for the Max Steege spot is going to be really, really spectacular. Is it going to be Kaywood? Is it going to be Bull? I think there's a chance that Kaywood could really push for 50-50 rotation. Steege is always going to be in the rotation, and he's definitely going to be better than he was last year. And maybe he was better than we thought last year just because we judge him on a half a sack when he did plenty of other things. He started every single game last year, including the bowl game. So I think with one more year that he got 5 for 5, he's a 2-year player now all of a sudden. I think that can become a dominant position for Boise State, but I definitely like the depth behind him that's pushing it. That's really the only thing I'm watching when it comes to the defensive line.
Yeah, Roman Kaywood in the mix there as well. The 2 Romans, both going to have big roles in terms of Roman Tillman back in the at the nickel position. But all right, day 2, Mike, we're heading over there. Practice starts here in about 15 minutes. Where are you going with your eyes today? Practice 2, it'll be helmets again, the spiders, but no shoulder pads. and be similar in terms of what they do from yesterday. But what are your thoughts as we get ready for day 2?
Yeah, I'll definitely give an eye to Maddox Madsen and the quarterback, even though I ignored him yesterday, and maybe even more so on the QB2 rotation. It's Max Cutforth right now, and I think it will be for a while. But I want to see how much Cash Herrera. Jackson Taylor was as the number 4 QB was in every single rotation yesterday. So early on in camp, there's a serious rotation going on there. So we'll keep an eye on the quarterback rotation. Maybe keep an eye on the special teams. I'm gonna the kicking competition. I think that kicking competition, guys, is there's things we can and cannot say, and I just think the kicking competition between those two guys,
Moore and
Boomer, is going to last all along. There's going to be ups, there's going to be downs, and that kicking competition is going to make people feel uncomfortable. So maybe I'll watch some of that, because I know that they're putting those guys on an island out there and making them compete under pressure in front of the watchful eye of the entire team. And so far, we're seeing some mixed results. I need to see a little bit better results out of the special teams.
Speaking of special teams, quickly, Dylan Riley, you like him at kick returner?
Love him. I love him at kick returner, and I love the fact that if he goes on a big one and he's got sucking gas on the sideline, Sire Gaines can come in, and Dylan, they have great options. And I love the fact that Spencer Danielson has no problem putting his best athletes back there. So that's a great position. They need to get more production. They haven't had a really dominant return guy since Avery Williams, and Malik Sherrod experiment did not work last year. We know that Dylan Riley popped the one big one. I think Dylan Riley back there is going to be spectacular.
3 to 6, Idaho Sports Talk today. I'm sure you guys will have Sherrod Smith. You'll have Akeem Wright. Tons of coverage coming up on Idaho Sports Talk.
Yeah, and we'll get you on the show tomorrow, guys. I am taking off tomorrow. I'm taking the one day off, and usually I don't say that. But at my age, I'm very proud of the fact that I'm taking the boys to Jackpot for a bachelor weekend. One of my buddies is getting married, so
you're not just going. You're putting this thing on.
We're doing a bachelor party, baby. So even at my age, you can still throw a bachelor party. So
I would like to know, before you say what it involves. You already said Jackpot, I guess, but I mean, that could be a scary thought in the chat. But if Mike Prater's planning the bachelor party, what would you think that entailed? That could get us down a road we don't want to go down.
We're going to talk about that also today on today's show. And how old is too old to throw a bachelor party? But or maybe the better, what is the right kind of combination of things to do for an old man bachelor party? But one of my buddies is getting married, so take tomorrow off from camp. And I know there's some coverage over the weekend. You'll be on Idaho Sports Talk tomorrow as usual. So, and then we'll be back at it hot and heavy on Monday.
I'll be doing tomorrow's hit from our friends down at Circa.
Oh, no, that's right. That's right. You're doing a little.
I am having breakfast at Taco Bell on Broadway in Boise, Idaho, and I'll be having dinner at Barry's Prime Steakhouse at Circa tonight. And in the middle, I'm going to watch a 2-hour football practice, do some interviews, write a story or two. They're having, it's just so crazy. It's the Bet Bash conference, the biggest sports betting conference in the world. And they had attendees, like 800 and something people come in. It's just massive, and all their banquet rooms and all that conference rooms. But they had 49 states represented. Somebody from Alaska, Hawaii, New York, Florida. They did not have anybody coming from the state of Idaho. So when you get a text from Derek Stevens a couple days ago, the owner, hey, do you want to come down for a night or two so we can say we had somebody here from all 50 states? I'm not a very good sports gambler. Maybe I can go to one of these seminars tomorrow morning and find out some tip. I don't know, but I'm mostly going down to have a few drinks and see my friends for a night at Circa, and I'll be back tomorrow. It's a quick trip. No practice tomorrow, so not missing anything. You're not missing anything.
Correct.
So just a quick trip this evening to tomorrow night, but I will be at Circa. I'll be doing tomorrow morning's show from Circa with Johnny, 9 a.m. tomorrow live from Circa, and then I'll I don't know if I should be at the pool or the sports book or the blackjack table or what, but I'll find a fun spot to join the boys at 4:15 tomorrow. So.
BJ, we're putting in 40, 50, 60-hour work weeks, but you know what? We still find time to play. It's good to be us, my friend. It's good. It's good to be us.
So we'll get some breakfast here at Taco Bell. We'll head over to practice. Appreciate you guys. Thanks again to the Nicolason family, everybody here at Taco Bell for having us. We could have done this inside, but it was nice out here, and I figured these nice people want to enjoy their breakfast. They want to make the food. They don't need to hear us yelling into microphones inside the Taco Bell. So we came outside. Look, they're even cleaning the entrance there.
See, that was me when I was 14 years old. Right there, scrubbing
a photo of you in the sky or something. But no, we appreciate the Nicolason family. Thanks to Taco Bell. Next time you're looking for a fast food or a quick meal, Taco Bell's where you need to go. And maybe at 2 a.m. you'll see Mike Prater there after a Boise State football game.
I love it. I love it. That's always after Bronco game night. Can I get to Taco Bell before the window closes on one of those late night games?
They're keeping it open for you. We know they're not closing for Mike Prater. But thanks a lot. Get out to the Taco Bell. Thanks to them. We got some more swag. We'll find some ways to give some of this stuff away on future shows. We'll be back out here at some point again during fall camp and may have to make it a day Johnny can come out.
I feel bad for you, Johnny, and we'll talk
Although
about.
maybe not. He'll be too excited and too happy to too stimulated maybe to host the show.
Maybe he can focus on work for the day and not Taco Bell. At least just one day. Come on, one day, Johnny.
Go subscribe, BroncoNationNews.com. 60% off all of our camp reports, all of our coverage. VIP subscribers, subscribe now. Check out BroncoNationNews.com and give us a like on this YouTube video. Give us a subscription here. We're pushing towards 8,000 YouTube subscribers. I think we're about 200 away now. We've surpassed 7,800. So give us a like. Mateo's throwing all kinds of shorts and highlights and things up on the channel daily. So if you want Boise State coverage, you listen to Idaho Sports Talk, you watch BNN, and we appreciate you guys. We're going to go watch practice. We'll have some interviews. We'll get everything posted this afternoon, and we'll talk to you guys later from Taco Bell. Bronco Nation News, BroncoNationNews.com. Take care, everybody.